Bruce Willis. What if I told you that the man who once saved the world on screen can no longer find the words to speak? That the guy who shouted through explosions in Die Hard now lives in silence inside a care home, with his family paying over $200,000 a year just to keep him safe? This isn't a movie script. This is the heartbreaking reality of Bruce Willis. And the part that hurts most? His wife, Emma, says she thought he was just becoming distant, when really, his brain had been betraying him for years. Let's rewind, because to understand how devastating this ending is, you need to know where it all began. Bruce Willis was born on the 19th of March 1955 in a small German town called Idar Oberstein. His dad was an American soldier, his mom a local German. When Bruce was just 2, the family packed up and moved to New Jersey. Suddenly, he wasn't the German kid anymore, just another boy in a tough working-class neighborhood. But young Bruce carried a secret battle, a brutal stutter. Kids laughed, calling him Buck Buck. Words caught in his throat like traps. School became torture. Fists became his defense. And the shame of not being able to speak left scars you couldn't see. Then, something magical happened. Around 15, Bruce joined the drama club. The moment he stepped on stage, the stutter vanished. Just like that. He could speak smoothly, like the words had been waiting all along. Imagine that, finding your voice only when pretending to be someone else. Acting didn't just give him confidence, it gave him his future. By the mid-70s, he was in New York, broke, bartending, crashing on couches, chasing auditions. He was rejected 100 times, maybe more. But Bruce turned even bartending into a stage playing harmonica, cracking jokes, living on charm. Slowly, theater gigs came. Then, commercials. Then, one life-changing audition. In 1985, after being rejected 11 times, he finally landed the role of David Addison on Moonlighting. And overnight, Bruce Willis was a star. Charming, cocky, unpredictable, he stole every scene. The show was messy, expensive, and behind the scenes, Bruce clashed with co-star Sybil Shepherd so badly he once collapsed from exhaustion. But on screen, he was unstoppable. Hollywood took notice. At first, he wasn't anyone's idea of an action hero. When a new script called Die Hard needed a lead, it had already been turned down by Stallone, Schwarzenegger, even Sinatra. Then came Bruce, and in 1988, he walked into movie history as John McClane, the everyman cop who looked like he could be your neighbor, not a superhero. That movie made $140 million worldwide. Suddenly, the bartender with a stutter was Hollywood's next big thing. But fame always came with a cost. During one stunt, an explosion went off too close. Bruce lost part of his hearing in his left ear damage that never healed. He never complained. He just kept going. The 1,990 seconds turned Bruce into a legend. Die Hard 2, Pulp Fiction, 12 Monkeys, The Fifth Element, Armageddon. He was everywhere. He wasn't just surviving in Hollywood. He was rewriting what it meant to be an action star. And unlike others, he wasn't afraid to take weird risks, like voicing a talking baby in Look Who's Talking and making $10 million for 4 days of work. But behind the cameras, his personal life was crumbling. In 1987, Bruce married Demi Moore, and together they became Hollywood royalty. They had 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. But the pressure of fame, rumors of affairs, and endless time apart wore them down. In 2000, after 13 years, they divorced. The split cost Bruce nearly $90 million, one of the priciest divorces in Hollywood history. Still, somehow, they stayed friends. Demi even attended his second wedding years later. The 2000s brought highs and lows. In 1999, The Sixth Sense shocked the world with its twist ending and made $673 million. But there were also flops like Hudson Hawk and Heart's War that critics shredded. Through it all, Bruce kept fighting. He wasn't just an action star anymore. He was an icon. Then came a new chapter. In 2009, Bruce married model Emma Hemming, and together they had 2 daughters, Mabel and Evelyn. They built a blended family with Demi and the older girls, so much so that during the 2020 lockdown, Bruce quarantined with Demi and their daughters in Idaho. Fans couldn't believe it. It looked like the Willis clan had cracked the code on family after divorce. But something darker was happening behind the scenes. By 2015, fans started noticing something strange. Bruce was appearing in dozens of low-budget straight-to-video films. His performances seemed off flat, confused, sometimes barely present. Rumors spread that he was just cashing in, but the truth was far more tragic. In 2022, his family revealed he had aphasia, a brain disorder that robs you of language. The man who once commanded movie screens with his voice could no longer find his words. He retired from acting that same year. By 2023, doctors confirmed it had progressed into frontotemporal dementia, a rare, incurable disease that slowly steals memory, speech, and even movement. Emma admitted she thought Bruce had just become distant. In reality, his brain had been dying in slow motion. By August 2025, Bruce had to move into a specialized care home. His family pays over $200,000 a year for round-the-clock staff. His daughters visit often, but at just 13 and 11, Emma wanted to shield the youngest from the worst of it. Bruce can no longer speak. He communicates through gestures, occasional smiles, and on rare, beautiful days, his booming laugh. Sometimes, when an old song from his 1987 album plays, a light sparks in his eyes. For a brief moment, the old Bruce is still there. And maybe that's the cruelest part of this story. The man who once shouted, "Yippee-ki-yay," while running barefoot over broken glass, now lives in silence. Yet, his laughter, his spirit, still fights to break through. So, what do we take from this? That fame, money, even movie star toughness can't protect anyone from life's cruel twists. But also that family, love, and those fleeting sparks of joy are what really matter. Because when the world remembers Bruce Willis, it won't just be for Die Hard or Armageddon. It'll be for the way he turned pain into power, silence into a voice, and somehow kept fighting even when his body wouldn't let him anymore. If this story hit you as hard as it hit me, make sure to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more. And tell me in the comments, what's the one Bruce Willis moment you'll never forget?